Rochester, New York, Shannon O'Keefe. Qualifying third, the only woman to have held exempt status on the PBA Tour from Union, New Jersey, Kulick. In the number 2 position, a former standout at Wichita State University from Lawrence, Kansas, Kristal. And holding that top spot, undefeated for the week, she's the youngest ever to be inducted into the World Bowling Hall of Fame from Chicago, Illinois, Diandra Asbaty. Hello everyone, I'm Jan Schmidt. Thanks for joining us as tonight we'll crown the 47th Queen's Champion. This has long been the most prestigious event in women's bowling, and tonight Wendy Macpherson attempts to win it for an unprecedented 4th time. But she won't be facing former tour veterans. She'll be facing the talented, up-and-coming stars that she helped pave the way for. They're not only talented, they're energetic, ambitious, and enthusiastic, some of the same qualities shared by my broadcast partner in his days on tour. Who is that young guy? Oh yeah, that is my broadcast partner. And here's today's Marshall Holman, 22-time titleist. Marshall, you've been there all the way through. Who has the advantage today and why?
Well, Jan, I like Wendy Macpherson in the first match only because she's got those 3 Queen's titles behind her. If she gets off to a good look, I like her chances. Shannon O'Keefe is going to be no pushover, though. She's got international experience. In fact, 4 out of the 5 players today have Team USA and international experience. And then who can forget about Kulick? She's our 3rd seed. She actually qualified for the men's PBA Denny's Tour last year, so that's going to put her in good stead as well. We've got great talent at the top with Diandra Asbaty, and for more on this, our 3rd member of our broadcast team, Kathy Doran-Lizzie.
Well, this week we bowled in a 39-foot sport condition, pretty flat. The lanes were tough and the scores were low. The majority of us bowled in the center of the lane, around 15, but when match play started, the majority of the women moved back right, burned up a spot, and created their own shot. You get to bowl 3 games in match play. But these lanes that they're bowling the TV show on tonight always were told that they were tighter. So it'll be very interesting to see how the 5 ladies adjust to the tighter lanes. I believe, though, that out of these 5 ladies, with all the talent we see, and regardless of as tough the lanes were, whoever makes the quickest and the smartest adjustment is winning it all.
And we're ready to start this Queen's event, and Wendy Macpherson, imagine 3 Queen's titles, a very, very difficult event to win. She's going for number 4, but she has a strong field to go through. 39 years old, from Henderson, Nevada. Nice opening shot, Marshall.
Well, she started out a little further inside than the practice. I watched the practice for the last half an hour or so, Jan, and they were playing more towards the first arrow. Now they're more into that second arrow and trying to go a little more direct.
First look at Shannon O'Keefe, 28 years old, from Rochester, New York. Very limited television experience for this lady. She was on the Women's Challenge, and that was really her only individual television experience. Oh, come on.
Oh, and a terrible break on the first shot on national television for Shannon O'Keefe. She leaves the 4 and the 9. She'll need to get the ball to the left-hand side of the 4-pin, slide it into the 9. It's certainly a split that can be made.
Would you go for it at this point in the match?
Absolutely.
Well, she gets 1, and that's always the challenge of you don't want to give up the wood either, but first frame, sure, have to go for it.
You know, I really don't attribute that to first frame jitters. You know, that's just kind of one of the bad breaks of bowling, but, you know, if you can have it open, get in the first frame, get it out of your system, put some pressure on Wendy by striking here in the second frame.
It was interesting because Shannon actually won the Rochester Queens and the New York State Queens this year. So she was hoping that this was a good omen in getting into the finals of the National Queens.
There we go. There's some power. You know, for a small gal, she really puts a lot of revolutions on the ball. She got 276 revolutions per minute on that last shot. You can see it, ball going into the 5-pin, 5-pin taking out the rest of the pins. That'll make her feel a little more relaxed.
'88, 2000, and 03. All 3 of those came in Nevada, Reno area. Oh, and almost a 4-9. And how did she trip it? She told what she'd be throwing, what she's carrying in her bag.
What's in the bag? I have a couple Action Maxes that are basically mid-lane, heavier rolling balls. I have a big shot, which is a little bit cleaner through the heads, a little stronger in the back ends. And I have an Action Attack, which is drilled somewhat strong, so it gives you a little bit more turn. I don't know what I'll be using right now, but this is what's in my bag, and I know it's going to strike a lot.
Well, she's a confident player. She goes for 3 in a row.
Ooh, coming up a little light. And we should have mentioned early, no, she only had 2, but there is a bonus on this telecast. Brought to us by Storm Bowling Products, a $10,000 bonus for a 300 shot on the telecast by any of the athletes here today. So that would be awfully exciting to have happen.
That shot was just a little bit outside at the arrows. It hit 10.1. Her first frame of that lane, she was at the 10.5 board. Ooh. Whoa, stuck a little bit.
Yeah, had a little problem there.
Watch this slide, or the lack thereof. She slips, she sticks. Yeah, she stuck, but she was able to have enough direction to knock over the 2-pin.
Talked about the revolutions that Shannon creates. She actually told us the strength of her game was her strength, her physical strength. There's a big shot for Shannon. This lady's a real athlete. All the bowlers are real athletes. She did plenty of sports. She also played softball. She was All-American in softball at Portland State University and actually left that to try tour at a very early age.
Yeah, I believe she played center field.
Yeah.
So she could go get it. Lots of speed. Able to strike here in the 4th frame, Jan. She can even this match up. She's already let Wendy Macpherson know that she's here and she means business.
Stubborn 10-pin.
Half 10. We've seen a lot of that this week, and talking with the ladies, they were saying that that half pocket is a very, very tough one to get the ball to carry. As you can see, watch the 6-pin. That's the 3rd from the right. I'll just lay in the channel. Doesn't come back up to knock out the 10. She'll go with a straight ball, hard and straight for the spares.
Covers it up with no problem, and that was all the ladies actually said that if they were all lined up here, they felt it was could come to carry, that carry was difficult on some of the pairs.
Wendy with a little different tilt on her ball. Her ball tracks in a very unique way. Some people call it voodoo roll.
That voodoo knocks the pins down, that's for sure.
Well, any kind of roll is going to knock them down when it's 10 in the pit deep like that. Great shot from Wendy. Get another shot at Wendy Macpherson's form. Nice heel toe delivery. Gets the ball started in her 2nd step. Shoulder high. This is where she develops her leverage. Comes through nice and strong.
Six majors. And a big double for Wendy Macpherson to put her in a 21-pin lead as we're midway through match 1. So it's Macpherson over O'Keefe at this point. Stay with us. Eldorado, Silver Legacy, and Circus Circus, proud presenting sponsors of this event. By Bowl.com, your ultimate source for everything bowling. Brought to you by USBC. And by PBA Experience Leagues, a USBC program. Test your game on the same lane conditions as the pros. We're back midway through. Again, Wendy Macpherson in the lead by 21 pins over Shannon O'Keefe. Shannon stepping up, working on a spare in the 4th frame.
That important for her to get things going right now. Put some heat on Wendy Macpherson. Don't give her a free ride.
Oh, tower's rocking, but not going down.
Yeah. Another good shot from Shannon. The ball just went in just a little bit high. Unfortunately, the 4-pin does get sent on the way down, but not enough. Shouldn't have any problem making the spare.
She'll change balls again to shoot the spare.
Yeah, want to go straight at the spares. Gives them a lot more room for error.
Well, we'll see why maybe she isn't carrying. Shannon's going to tell us what she brought in her bag.
Okay. Tonight I'm only going to use 2 balls, the Storm Shift and the Storm Special Agent. The Shift is a longer, cleaner, smoother down the lane rolling ball, and the Special Agent is more mid lanes, more control-y, pretty strong down the lane. We've drilled the pin out to somewhat control the hook so it's not too crazy, and those are the 2 balls that I'm using.
Well, she seems to have a good line to the pocket. Just a matter of carry. Did it go?
All right, it fell.
It fell.
And I believe she's using the first ball that she spoke of. That's that little cleaner rolling ball. And we'll see a stubborn 10-pin that will finally cooperate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you like that reaction. That's great.
You know, she said she needs to try to stay in the moment because she's so emotional, and she gets a little bit too aggressive, but you have to sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy now working on 2 strikes and make it 3.
That adds to her lead. Now a 32-pin lead. You know, she kind of plays down all the experience that she has in the winning the 3 Queens tournaments, but it has to put her at ease when she's out there, knowing that she's walked those miles and the other players haven't.
It has to, and especially she had said sometimes her timing isn't quite right now, but if it is, then that experience is going to kick in and she's going to be there. I mean, she has 104 TV appearances.
Yeah.
That's a lot of experience.
Yeah, she's looking calm right now. Whoa, you know she got away with one there, got the ball out to the right. But no problem, it came back.
Join ESPN2 for tee-to-pin coverage on the LPGA Tour at the Sem Group Championships live from Cedar Ridge Country Club. The tournament continues with second-round action as Lorena Ochoa, defending champion Kristy Kerr, and more swing for the greens and a title. The Sem Group Championship presented by John Q. Hammonds on ESPN2 Friday at 3 Eastern. If you want more on that, go to ESPN.com.
Oh, Shannon just not getting any breaks as far as carry is concerned. Once again, came in a little bit high. She leaves the 4-pin, and well, she's going to have some help from Wendy Macpherson in the form of some mistakes late in the game, or it could be over for Shannon.
Well, she's covering the spares and trying to keep it clean. Shannon averaged 215 in qualifying. There was actually 10 games of qualifying. We cut to the top 100 bowlers, then 5 more games, cut to the top 63 plus defending champion Shannon Plahowski. And then the match play started, where Shannon averaged 221 in match play.
Come on.
Wow.
Nope.
Her carry just isn't there right now.
No, the ball's going a little too long, it looks like to me. You'll watch the ball go down the lane. It should start making its break point now, and it's just a little bit late into the pocket, almost leaving the 7-10. Making a lot of good shots, not being rewarded quite as much. That's got to slide, and it does.
Ooh, just in time. You know, Marsha, we talk about Wendy getting lined up and her ball roll and carrying strikes. She was the first woman to win a title at the Open Championships, formerly the ABC Championship. She won a singles title.
That is absolutely remarkable. Bowling against 60, 70, 80,000
men
and women.
She shot 812. Yeah.
Yeah, that's off the charts.
Yes, and she currently leads the women's. As she throws a 5th strike in a row, she leads the women's all events here, right here in Charlotte. That event runs in the same city with the Queens, and she shot, I believe, 21-61 in all events, so 9 games.
Well, certainly having it her way right now in this match 1.
She left the 2-pin in the third frame. Otherwise, nothing but strikes.
Fishing, her other favorite sport. Interesting, huh? Fishing. And she could have a job. She'd want to do police work. It's an interesting combination. And she is just taking control of this match. 6 strikes in a row.
You can see 63 pins down for Shannon. You know, I bowled with her father before I went on tour in the Oregon Bowler Association, Northwest Bowler Association. I know he's here. John Rondo, he's proud of his little girl.
Well, so Wendy Macpherson defeats Shannon O'Keefe. She only needed 9 frames to get it done. She'll move on to face Kelly Kulick later, but first when we come back, women's bowling takes a step forward with USBC.
All right, it fell.
It fell. And I believe she wanted to do police work. Interesting combination. And she is just taking control of this match. Welcome back to the USBC Queens presented by Reno Troy Properties. We're here at AMF Carolina Lanes in Matthews, right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. We finished the opening match, and because Wendy Macpherson had Shannon O'Keefe mathematically eliminated through 9 frames, they did not complete the match, so we won't be sharing a final score with you. And we move on to match 2. Wendy Macpherson now taking on Kelly Kulick.
You can see a 4-time PWA Player of the Year. Just so much experience. Well, that ball was left of her target. You can kind of see it on her face. Whoops, got away with one. But, you know, when you're throwing the ball properly, Jan, you build your own area. A little bit of room to the right, a little bit of room to the left.
That's what I've been missing all these years.
Yeah, me too. That's why I don't bowl much anymore.
Kelly Kulick, 30 years old, from Union, New Jersey, has just come back from bowling on the PBA Tour. First woman to do so on a regular basis as an exempt player. She's happy to be back on a telecast.
Oh, absolutely. Starts out with the same kind of shot that Shannon O'Keefe had earlier in the last match with a solid 4-pin.
So she too changes balls. Most of the women change balls for their single pin spares.
Absolutely. It gives you much larger margin of error when you go with the ball. You just go hard and straight with. Don't have to worry about it. Hook around the lane.
Besides the spare ball and the first ball she's throwing, let's see what else Kelly has with her.
Brought 6 balls for this event. The lanes transition and break down in many different ways. 2 strong balls with aggressive asymmetric cores in them, 1 with a solid cover, 1 with a pearlize. The solid if I wanted to roll sooner, the pearlize when the heads start to go away and break down, I can move left and still go around the lane. 2 pearlized balls if I want to play straighter up the lane. Ball just gets through the fronts if they dry up. A lot of the women are playing further to the right this week. And the last 2 are solid also. Again, if I need something just to pick up a little bit sooner compared to the pearlize, these are the 2 I go to looking for that nice smooth reaction. Lots of pins to knock down.
Just knocks them down on that shot.
She's using one of those pearlized balls to go a little straighter with, and certainly made a beautiful shot there.
These lane conditions are sport certified, sport compliant, but not the PBA experience leagues. Not that condition, but you can bowl on those. PBA experience. You've obviously experienced PBA patterns.
Well, I have. They're too tough for me, but that's right. That's got a hook. Look at that ball. Look at the room she's got. She's got room to the right. She's got room to the left, and that voodoo roll keeps knocking them down. Here's a great shot from a low camera angle. Boy, it just powers them out.
Way right. She has created room. So those who want to actually experience similar to a PBA pattern or the PBA patterns, they can go bowl PBA experience leagues.
Yes, they can. They're all over the country, more and more coming up every year. It makes every week a little bit different experience. Hold on.
Okay.
Looks like she got slow with that particular shot.
3-6-10.
In fact, our CAT system tells me that she was a ½ mile an hour slower on that shot. Plus, she was a little bit off balance. Fortunate just to leave the 3-6-10.
So the cats we have hooked up here, that's telling you, Marshall, computer-aided tracking system, giving you that information as to what boards they're hitting, what their speed is.
That's right. I'm not just smart. I can read a computer.
Well, no, you're smart too.
No, it's given me a lot of very, very good information, and it. You know, you can watch the shot and get a good idea for what it's doing, but with the CAT system, it actually shows you, you know, the rate of rotation, what arrow they're hitting, or where it is at the 15-foot marker, the amount of speed they have. Now Kelly Kulick with a chance to take a 3-pin lead with a strike here in the third.
And she does, so a lead change early on through 3 frames, and Kelly really wants to win this event.
Take a look at Kelly Kulick. High backswing. That's where she develops a lot of her power and a lot of that effortless speed. Doesn't slide very much. Great follow through right toward her target. And that, I'm sure, was the best shot she's thrown today, whether on the show or in practice. That was just beautiful.
Well, the reason she wants so desperately to win this is because she was runner-up in 01 to somebody named Carolyn Dorn Ballard, who beat her, who is now joining us in the booth. Finished 6th place this year, just missing out on the show.
That is true.
We welcome you, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Yeah, so 6th place, that seems to be a place you've had a little bit in this event.
I think this tournament knows me a little bit. I have to come back next year with a little bit of a different mindset.
Well, you are the USBC High School Bowling spokesperson.
Yes, I am.
And
Very
high school
proud.
bowling is fastest growing sport.
Still the fastest growing sport, and I can honestly say I think it's 47 states, but almost every state has a high school bowling program, and some of these ladies out here that tonight have bowled high school, so you can see what those programs do for you.
So Wendy down by 13 now, throws a strike in the 4th. Another strike here can take that to 3.
You know, I've had a chance to watch some of high school tournaments, and you know, I'm surprised they don't break their wrists the way they give themselves high 10s all the time. I think those kids get so excited. It's so much fun, and it really is. It's the future of our game, so I'm excited about it as well.
It is. It's very team-oriented. It teaches you how to work well with others and share the information, especially with today's conditions, the way they change so often. So it's really a great experience for them.
It's got a hook.
Oh.
Just the 7-pin.
Not quite.
And this is a different situation for Wendy Macpherson. She was never down in the first match. She's down now.
She's 13 pins down with a spare.
You can see that the ball went just a little bit longer down the lane. I would guess that the speed was probably a little bit higher. And it was from her last shot on that lane.
But she covers up the spare with no problem. Kelly Kulick continues with a 13-pin lead, and we'll be right back with more bowling and more from Carolyn Dorn Ballard and Marshall, of course. Stay with us. Earlier in the weekend, we caught some of it on tape.
I think it's great because it gives us something to look forward to. I mean, it's like women's bowling's coming back, and that's what needs to happen. And to know that the Open's coming back and there's other tournaments that are coming is just great. And it gives the college bowlers something to look forward to, that there is something out there after college for women bowling.
I think it's fantastic. I think that it's, for myself, it gives me something to get excited about bowling and to work on my game and to get sharp. And for the young girls that are out there, I've seen so much talent and it's just wasting away. And to think of those girls to have nothing to strive for was sad, and I'm just really happy about it.
Oh, I think it means everything. With collegiate bowling and youth bowling, having a Women's U.S. Open gives those women, those young girls, something to look forward to and a reason to really, improve their game. It's just a really good goal.
Having the U.S. Open back is a chance for me to finally see my name on a banner. That's very important to me. That is the most prestigious title, I think, in bowling for men and women. And to be able to have the opportunity to go back in, bowl the long format like we always do, and to defend my title, I'm looking very forward to it. I'm looking forward to having that opportunity because it never should have stopped. You know, the BPA should have kept that going. It never should have stopped, and I want to win it again.
I'm thrilled. It's about time women were back on TV, and basically, it's all about her. This is my daughter, Alyssa, and finally, we can resurrect women's bowling so that, you know, she has a future in the sport of bowling. So I'm going to try everything possible to help it continue.
Well, when we return, Kelly Kulick will face off against the youngest competitor today, Kristal Scott. Welcome back to the USBC Queens, presented by Reno Tri-Properties. The computer-aided tracking system being used on this Queens telecast is provided by the Kegel Training Center, located in Lake Wales, Florida, and is considered one of the world's top bowling training centers. There's a look at it.
Well, that's the information that we're getting on my computer, and I'll tell you, it's really interesting to watch, to be able to see where the ball is going, the revolutions, the arrows that it hits. It's making it a lot of fun, and it's given us the information that I've never had before in a telecast, sort of reaffirming what our eyes see, but seeing it from the computer standpoint.
It's a great tool for training, too. Absolutely has helped a lot of players increase their performance.
It has, and I know I've talked to a lot of the pros have gone down to Florida to the Kegel Center, done a lot of practicing on the varied conditions, and it certainly has helped them get ready for the tour.
Not only that, they can bowl in a lot of different patterns at that time too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you do that?
Well, I haven't. You know, the training center sort of came into being after my playing days. You know, were pretty much over, so. I didn't want to go down there and find out how bad I was.
Kristal's out there warming up right now, and take a look at what she's throwing there. Let's see what else she has in her bag that she wants to tell us about.
Today in my arsenal I have Inferno, which is going to read the earliest and be really even. Then I go to my Fury, which is going to get down the lane a little bit longer, and it's going to jump off the point. And then I have another Fury, which is drilled a little weaker, and it's going to get down the lane and be a lot more even. And then I have my Radical Inferno, which is going to give me a lot more length and even in the back.
She's still trying to lift. She's out way out on the right side practicing.
Yeah, she played out there quite a bit this week. I played there. You could play out there on some pairs and some of the rounds. Other rounds you really couldn't. There's a look at Kelly, and hey, Marshall, she was in a comic book?
She is in the latest edition of the Spider-Man comic book. It's absolutely amazing. She's a superhero, a bowling superhero. Look at that. Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to get in her way, would you?
No.
And look at that. She's getting carried off by the man himself, Spider-Man and Kelly. Go get him, girl. She actually met the daughter of Peter David, the man who wrote the episode, and Ariel, I guess, suggested to her father that he do a bowling theme, and it's pretty darn exciting.
I don't have it.
The Fury.
Join ESPN2 from tee to pin coverage on the LPGA Tour and the Sem Group Championships live from Cedar Ridge Country Club. The tournament continues with second round action as Lorena Ochoa, defending champion Christy Kerr, and more swing for the greens and a title. The Sem Group Championships presented by John Q. Hammonds on ESPN2 Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. For more information, go to ESPN.com. And they're warming up a little bit. They had to complete that last match because it wasn't a mathematical elimination. So the next match is warming up. And Marshall, speaking of golf, you're a pretty fine golfer yourself, aren't you?
Well, I certainly enjoy it. I play to a 4 or 5 handicap. If anybody wants to bet, I'm a 10 handicap.
I see.
But you know, the Lorena Ochoa, she just became the top #1 ranked player in the world, surpassing Annika Sorenstam. So it's an exciting time for women's professional golf, and I'm looking forward to seeing that particular telecast.
Exciting time for women's bowling as well, as the U.S. Open coming up. And Kathy, our sideline reporter, is down on the lanes with Kelly Kulick.
Kelly, you look great out there, very comfortable. You look extremely focused, but I noticed that lane 44 is starting to hook a little bit for you, and I also noticed that you surfaced one of your balls right before you started. Were they tight to start, and is lane 44 breaking down for you? And if you're going to make an adjustment, what's it going to be?
Yeah, right now lane 44, the fronts are really starting to break down a lot, so it's forcing me left a lot faster. And I hit the surface because they're just a little bit crisp in the back, so I'm trying to tame that down, make it nice and smooth off the spot. I'm going to keep chasing it left and stick with my game plan and just keep making good shots.
Are you going to bowl as well as you look in the comic book with Spider-Man?
I hope so. I just hope some at the end, no matter what happens, someone's saving me and I'm flying through the air.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, that's great to be flying through the air.
You bet. I'll tell you what, she's really impressing me. You know, I bowled with her in Medford earlier this year in the PBA event, and boy, I'll tell you, I think that competition against the guys all year really has given her a little bit of an added edge. And you know, she's a great bowler. She certainly has the ability to compete against the men. But I'm so happy to see ladies pro bowling back on television and getting having a chance to really showcase themselves. You know, just the girls.
Yeah, it is great to see. And you know, these ladies, so much experience, as you talked about, even the Team USA experience. All four of the ladies, except for Wendy, had competed on Team USA. And USBC works that program, funds that program, and you really should check out Team USA as well. Travel around the world. Oh, it's a great program, and it builds so much camaraderie between the members. It really is a team. It's not so much individual, but today it's all about just taking care of yourself. Well, we're set to start match number 3, and Kelly Kulick will start it off. I heard her talking to herself.
Oh, nice shot. Just left the soft 10. Giving herself some positive feedback.
And that's an important thing. And you know, listen, another thing today, a lot of the women use sports psychologists, help them with their mental game. That was an overlooked aspect maybe back in the days of you and I.
Well, it shouldn't have been overlooked with me. I needed one, but...
Well, you did. You didn't use one, though, did you?
No, I sure didn't.
We're going to call one in for you. Covers the spare. Talking about international, there were 8 countries in addition to USA represented here this year at the Queens. That's amazing.
Yeah, when I got here, I met some ladies from Malaysia and from Japan, and very excited to be here in our country.
Kristal Scott, first look at her, only 25 years old, from Lawrence, Kansas. And a great opening shot.
Boy, she's playing the lip. She's way out on that. Oh gosh. At the arrows, that ball was on the second board.
Ooh.
I never had the guts to play that far out. I like to take the ball and throw it from left to right, but boy, very impressive opening shot for Kristal Scott.
She played that quite a bit during the week. Several of the women did at certain times.
She had a game plan. You know, she watched all these other bowlers playing inside, but she stuck to her gun and said, no, I'm playing outside. Look at Walter Ray smiling. Goes, that's the way I'd have played it, Kristal.
Yeah. You know, speaking of Walter Ray, USBC has an ambassador program. Walter Ray is one of the ambassadors. Tommy Jones, also an ambassador. Kelly Kulick as well. Parker Bone, I believe, as well. So you can get all of these athletes to come out and speak in your city, at your bowling center. Contact the USBC, go to bowl.com, and get somebody like Kelly to come out and speak.
That'd be a great opportunity, you know, to be able to pick the brains of some of the greats. Great projection down the lane, ball reacting nice and soft, not jumping hard. 10 on the pitch, she's got to love that.
Kelly came out and spoke at a banquet that I hosted recently, and interesting quote. She has some quotes in her bio here, but one quote she said to me, which I absolutely love. She said, if you think you can or can't, you're right.
Boy, that is absolutely true. You know, keeping the mental focus. You can hear her talking about keeping your head over the target. She set that ball down early, but it held pocket.
Oh yeah, she's pumping herself up. Match on.
Almost left the solid 9. Ball came in just a little bit high, but They all fell down.
Kristal Scott working on a double, and she makes it 3 in a row to take a 10-pin lead as she starts out. And don't forget, there's that $10,000 bonus for a 300 game sponsored by Storm. And we are lucky to be joined in the booth by Kim Terrell, a PWBA titleist. And Kim, you're a Queens titleist as well.
I am.
Yes, and the USBC collegiate spokesperson.
Absolutely. You know, I'm so fortunate to get to stay involved in college bowling. It's such a passion of mine, and I just feel really lucky that after, 20 years since I've been in college, that I get to still be around it. It's the greatest thing I think we have to offer in bowling, really. I just love it.
A little bit of a half 10 there, left by Kristal. But so Kim, you actually bowled. You bowled well. You finished in the 13 to 16 group this week. So you're keeping up on your bowling?
I bowl a couple leagues at home, and I love it. I do a lot of coaching, more coaching than I get to do. I don't get to practice near as much as I'd like, but I was surprised. I was happy. It was a good week for me.
So as Kristal picks that spare, you bowled in college?
I bowled in college. I bowled at San Jose State. Back then, one of the powerhouses in college bowling. I look at Kelly, former Moorhead player, and Kristal here from Wichita, who have, over the years just have been so dominant both on the men and the women's side that it's a good testament to, all that they're learning out there, and, a lot of good coaching.
So what did that mean to your career, college bowling?
I wasn't a great player when I was a kid, and I got involved. My sister was there ahead of me, and I feel like that's where I learned about the game. I had such a better understanding of how to attack it and make moves and adjustments, and it's really where I fell in love with bowling.
Well, Kelly Kulick just took the lead with that strike. She's up by just 1 pin.
And speaking of falling in love, you just got married last year.
I did. I just got married in October.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's got to be an exciting time in your life.
Yeah. It's kind of nice being home. I miss playing day to day, but I like being at home with Eric, and we're really doing really well in California. And
good for you. Got us. Oh, it held on and just ripped the rack.
Yes, it did. So Kelly Kulick, halfway through this match, has an 11-pin lead. Stay with us for more from Kim Terrell, Marshall Holman, myself, and, of course, the conclusion of this match. Kristal Scott threw 2 frames while we were away, struck in the 5th, spare in the 6th. Kelly Kulick now up, working on 4 strikes. She leads by 11 pins, can take it to 21 if she strikes here in the 6th.
Yeah, Kristal Scott in the last frame got her ball aboard, 2 boards inside of where she was looking, left the 3-6-10, made a nice cover.
And that makes it 21 pins.
Oh, she's looking so good right now. This is the kind of form that she wanted to showcase on the Denny's PBA Tour, but she never got a chance to get to that televised final to let the people see what she had.
It's interesting. Kelly had shared with me that she, people kind of said, oh, she's a woman, she didn't do so well in some cases, and she considered it a success. She said she actually struggled because she's a rookie, not because she was a woman. I mean, all rookies struggle when they go out learning the patterns, how they break down, how they change, and she actually had to compare it to another tour and how she was used to it breaking down and changing. So it's just the rookie season, and she's hoping to qualify again next year to be able to go out. A little bit of footing problem there.
And she leaves us off 10.
So, Kim, you talked about college, bowling college. Also, Team USA, we've talked a little bit about, but you also bowled on Team USA, and that was a big part of your success?
Yeah, I look at Kelly and Diandra and Kristal and Shannon, and, I look at how just the time that they've spent on Team USA, and really for myself, that it was a great stepping stone into some early success on tour, and I think that's why we're seeing some of these players here so soon in their bowling career.
They come out with a lot more experience than they used to.
Absolutely. You just don't have to jump out here and try and figure it out. I mean, like Kelly said, especially in the men's tour, you'd find that you had to be out there a few years before you could win. And
absolutely. I think it's certainly more important now with learning the equipment and learning the way that it works and the different patterns. 20, 30 years ago, you just get the ball and you make it work or it doesn't work. But there's so much technical aspects to the game now.
A big shot by Kristal Scott.
Now the biggest shot is coming up, Jan. The shot in the 8th frame, she pulled the ball in the 6th frame and left a 3-6-10. She needs to make a good shot, give herself a chance to strike here in this next frame. This is a beautiful shot, straight over the target. She had good speed. The projection was down the lane. She needs to make sure this ball gets down the lane, has a chance. Just put it in the pocket, you know.
She's down by 20. She can reduce it to 10 if she strikes on this shot.
That looked better off her hand.
Oh, that was a nice shot. Got it down the lane.
Yeah, it's in that kind of no man's land. You know, if it hooks a little bit higher, you know, you get the solid strike. If it stays out a little more, you get that swishing strike. But the half 10 was something that all the players had to contend with all week, as we talked about earlier when Carolyn was up here.
Kristal actually came through 3 years on Junior Team USA before going to 2 years on Team USA.
One of the coaches with Junior Team USA, and we're watching them progress from junior team to the adult team, and you know, now with hopes of a women's tour back, you know, finding success there, that'd be great.
You bet.
One time.
Over your target one time. That's got to hurry.
Another 10, and we knew it. Everybody knew Carey would be the question in some cases, and proving to be true. The 10-pin standing again.
She moved out a little bit this game. Her ball's hitting right around 13-14 board at the arrows. Going to the spare ball, hard and straight.
Covered up nicely. So Kim Terrell, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on a good week, and thanks for all you do for the sport.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, Marshall, getting down to the wire here. Kelly Kulick in the lead by 19 pins. Stepping up in the 9th frame.
And she knows there's still a lot of work to be done. Kristal has only just that 19-pin deficit, and any kind of mistake and a double by Kristal, she could take the lead.
Up the hill. Carry! Yeah!
All right, you know, she's really staying in the moment. You know, she's going one more time. She's not thinking of too far ahead, just trying to get that one shot at a time. She sets herself up in the 9th frame with a big, powerful strike. Really rolling the ball nicely. And take a look at this tasty reaction.
She's pumped.
Kristal
now
needs to strike out.
Stepping up in the 9th.
Gotta hurry.
Oh, 10-pin not going down. Very light into the pocket.
Yeah, with a spare in the 9th frame and striking out, she shoot 228. You can see this ball just not quite getting up to the pocket. Everything scattering around with a 10-pin standing.
And but a spare here, she could still strike out in the 10th. She could force Kelly Kulick to mark in the 10th frame. Oh, that was close.
That's why they use those balls that don't hook.
I wonder how much she told us so much how she likes team bowling. Since for the players so much into the team bowling, much more than individual, because she said individual is so much more stressful. You don't have anyone to back you up, to pick you up, to talk to. And I wonder how she's feeling the stress right now out there all on her own.
Well, I think she enjoys the team bowling. She's used to the team bowling, but she's certainly good enough to, to stand on her own 2 feet. All right, she's not done yet.
No, she's not.
Get the strike here, force Kelly Kulick to make an appearance in the 10th frame and get a mark. You know, Kristal Scott's bowled a very good game. She has that one shot in the 6th frame that crept in high, but everything else, she's kept the ball in play. She came out swinging with those three strikes in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and just looking for one more right now. I'll tell you, it's a great performance by this young lady.
It is impressive. She said her strength was staying in the moment, and she's doing that.
That ball, much better projection. You could see it out onto the lane about 3 or 4 feet before it hit the lane. Just held that pocket, 10 in the pit. Beautiful shot. Kelly Kulick watching, knowing what she's going to have to do. Nine pins will force her to mark. It's got to hurry. That'll do it.
That will do it. 228, a final score for Kristal Scott.
She got a little more hand into this ball. You can see it right at where she had the previous shot, but it really drove in hard. Powerful shot from Kristal Scott.
So Kelly will need a mark and 1 pin.
Make a good shot, kiddo.
Hurry.
Oh,
that's the best kind of mark right there, Jan.
And that was well right, wasn't it, of where she's been playing? Yes.
That ball was about a board right of where it had been hitting.
She's creating some area for herself.
Look how far it went down the lane before it broke back.
Well, she needs 1 pin.
I think she can do that.
Plenty. So Kelly Kulick now earns the right to bowl for the title. And that trophy and that tiara and that pendant and a lot of money, $30,000. But first, we'll be right back with a recap of all of tonight's action so far. So Kelly Kulick will take on the 9-year Team USA member, undefeated this far, Diandra Asbaty. Stay right where you are. There's a look at Barb Chrisman, co-owner of Storm Products, as she gives the trophy to Lucy Sandelin, who defeated top seed Virginia Norton twice today in the Senior Queens, 680 to 563 and 645 to 546. Storm is the sponsor of that event. Congratulations, Lucy Sandelin, also a former Team USA member.
But she really dominated.
And that's what they're fighting for in this championship match, that trophy, tiara, pendant, and $30,000.
Yeah, oh well, and $30,000.
Little cash.
Well, we're really looking at a great final match with Diandra Asbaty and Kelly Kulick, who's been very, very strong in her 2 matches so far today.
Crowd ready for this match. First look at Diandra Asbaty, 26 years old, from Chicago, Illinois, has a ton of international experience with 9 years on Team USA, gold and silver medals from all around the world.
And she was very consistent in match play. It seemed like all of her 3-game totals were between 670 and 700. It's got a whole pocket.
Ooh, and not the way she wanted to open, a 4-6-7. We should mention, for those familiar with the Queens, formerly because of double elimination, if Diandra, as top seed, lost here, she would have a second chance. But that's not the case today because we're on live television.
That's right.
So the format has been changed. All the contestants were notified. And if Diandra loses, Kelly would take the title. If Kelly loses, Diandra takes the title. It's a 1-game winner take all.
Yeah, and that shot really looked like kind of a nervous shot to start off with. Feet got kind of fast, and she pulled it. Ball was, I'm sure, left of her target.
Make a good shot, kiddo. Let it fall. Let it fall. Up, up. Yeah, I'll take it.
It's interesting to talk to yourself that way. Come on, kiddo.
It's like she's in the third person or something.
Yes.
But
yeah.
I don't know why. I'm not sure why we're here. She could do this telecast by herself.
Okay. Where should we go?
We're going to stay right here and enjoy this great title match.
Yes, it will be a wonderful match, I'm sure. Diandra looking down, recollecting her thoughts.
Stay down. Stay down.
Oh, saw that wanting to jump high.
Yeah.
Even a 4-pin, Kelly said that one of the things we talked about this a little bit, she really learned on the PBA Tour was to make adjustments smarter and quicker. That on the women's tour, you typically could move very slowly, one board at a time, half board at a time. On the PBA, she found she had to make bigger moves quicker.
Yeah, the men break the lanes down faster because of the stronger rotation.
Okay, so staying clean, covers a spare. Diandra Asbaty, she is the USBC youth spokesperson. She's also a member of the board of USBC's board. She travels the country and the world, really, speaking and teaching and bowling. She's been everywhere, hasn't been home very much for the last several months. A little bit high, leaving a 4-pin, and she also is heading down to Florida for the World Ranking Masters tomorrow morning, right after this. 8 players from each zone, and Diandra and Bill Hoffman from Team USA were selected to represent the United States, so she's on her way there.
Boy, bowl, 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 bowl.
So Diandra talked to us about what it meant to her to be a USBC youth spokesperson.
Being the USBC's youth spokesperson means everything to me, because I am able to spread all of the great virtues of youth bowling to all the youth bowlers around the country, and to talk to their parents about all the great opportunities there is in bowling. And because of all those opportunities when I was younger, I stayed with bowling, and now there's just even more. So to be the youth spokesperson and to inspire young kids to want to stay in it and to strive for big dreams, and to show them that a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices involved, means the world to me, that I'm able to touch lives through what I love to do. What's better than that?
What is better than that? Have you touched a lot of lives through bowling?
Well, I'm sure I probably have, some, and some positively.
We won't ask about the others. We'll just focus on the positive.
Solid 10 for Kelly. She knows it was a good shot. She tells herself so. Diandra made a much better shot in the 3rd frame. Got the ball speed up. Stayed around the same place on the lane. Held the pocket longer. You'll see, watch the 6-pin wrap around the bottom of the 10. The old solid 10 that just drives us crazy.
Kelly has been wanting this all her life, to be a Queen's champion, another major champion, and she has that US Open title already. Spares that up. She was the 2001 Rookie of the Year on the PWBA Tour, and she came out and made 9 telecasts in her first season. Wow. So she didn't have any rookie problems that year when she came out.
No, she came out full guns blazing. And she left the 4-pin on this lane the last frame. Will she move left a little bit? She says she's going to stick with her game plan and keep chasing it in, chasing the oil into the left.
Not what you want to see in the championship match.
Pocket 7-10.
It's the right move.
She's not beating herself up. She's saying it was the right move. Watches the ball, hangs a little longer, makes the move back. 5-pin just sort of dies in the center of the lane, and the 10-pin stands with a 7.
Takes 1. Now that's something that you don't see the women pick up a 7-10 very often. The men pick them up a little bit because of their ball speed. They can bounce a pin out.
Right, and it's rare. It's rare for it to ever happen. But you're correct. With the faster ball speed, you have a little better chance of making it. But she did the smart thing. She got the count, and now Asbaty takes the lead, sitting down with a chance to go from 3 to 13 pins up in the 4th.
Kick it, kick it.
And she knew. She's yelling kick it for that 10 to go down. but leads by 3 pins, as Marshall just mentioned.
She mentioned earlier to me in practice that she actually carried a lot of trip 4s and higher strikes, and that when she did hit the pocket nicely, she did leave a lot of 10 pins. So, you know, maybe that's why her first couple frames were a little bit tight. I'd be afraid to go with that strategy. That's got to hold on.
Uh-oh, and then
I don't know if something distracted her, or
I don't know.
if she just made a poor shot. You can see it's just left of her target. And watch this ball hook. Just enough.
So another lead change, and missing the head pin right now, leaving the 1-2 as she trails by 9 pins.
Yeah, it looks like she's lost a little bit of her focus. I think that, you know, I know personally if I miss a spare like that, it takes me a while to get over it. But the game is so quick. Those 10 frames go by so fast. You have to put it behind you.
Yeah, you don't have time to wait to get over it, but it is tough. It does shake you up. Okay. So she covers that up. That's a 9-pin match right now, and those 9 pins mean a difference of $12,000. First place, $30,000. Second, $18,000, and the other finishers you've already seen bowl will get the respective dollars there in 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. It's good. Yeah, she does a lot of summer camps. She does people-to-people ambassadors program in other countries, coaching, and does a lot of that. Works part-time in an auto body shop.
Come on.
Trying to pump herself up.
Yeah, okay.
Just throw the ball. Baby, don't place it, just throw it.
Just throw it. Comes from working in the auto body shop. Just throw it. Her dad has a body shop, and she can do a lot of things on cars if you need some repair work.
Hey, she's a superhero. She's in a comic book.
Yeah, look what she can do. She flies to the cars to repair them.
Shot. Good shot.
Another 4-pin. Happy with that shot.
Yeah, that self-positive talk. You know, it's still just, it's so close right now. It's just a 9-pin lead.
Backs are tight.
Yeah, actually going to 8 pins with
That's
that
right.
count. Right.
Well, math was never my best subject.
Jeff Lizzie here, the PBA Tour, giving us all of our mathematical stats.
We appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
All right, be interesting to see how Diandra handles these next 2 frames. You know, she's got off to a shaky start, but Kelly's let her back in the ball game with a bad break of that pocket 7-10 in the 4th, and then back-to-back 4 pins.
Well, she told us Diandra felt at ease all week. She said her spirit felt good. The full moon. She bowls well with the full moon. She's convinced of that. And takes a big break there.
It really looks as if her timing is not where she wants it right now. Her feet look to be ahead of her arm swing on that shot, and she was very fortunate to get the Brooklyn strike. Yeah, the ball just never projected down the lane, but hey, that's a good way to jumpstart the game. We'll take it. It's part of the rules. You have to take it.
You do. And you're right. It is part of the rules.
You
but
bet.
Sometimes something like that will loosen you up. Just say,
absolutely.
okay, if I'm going to get a break, you know, then you go for it from there.
Kick it. Kick it.
All right.
Big double with the 7 and 8. Basically, somebody pulling the sheet out at the last minute.
Well, she tickled them over. Head pin light goes to the sideboard. I'm not sure what hit the 8-pin, but yes, I'll take it. Yeah, she's a very likable young lady.
I'd be smiling at that point.
Yes.
That gave her the lead. Kelly now trailing by 2 pins as she steps up in the 7th.
Has not missed the pocket this game. Still hasn't.
Oh my, that was a nice shot.
Well, it was just like her 7-10, except the 10-pin fell, but the 7 was stubborn. ball a little light in the pocket. A couple of pins go over by the 7-pin, but
5 went right in front of it.
it's not to be.
She said she was mentally exhausted. Her bowling, she's been bowling and traveling, had so much pressure on her with the interviews and the appearances. And she said after this week, she needs a break.
Well, it'll be a well-earned break. Yeah, when she was doing quite a bit of media work this year, you know, as the lady that made the men's tour, it was an incredible story. And a story that isn't over. She's going to try it again.
Oh, okay. So coming up after this will be the 1995 IBC heavyweight title, Lennox Lewis versus Tommy Morrison. Stay tuned for that match. Come up right after the completion of the bowling.
Classic battle.
Good shot. Carry! That's right! Come on!
She's made a lot of great shots, Jan. And she's right now, she's saying, well, it's about time something fell over. I mean, what do I got to do? I keep throwing the ball great.
She is down by 3 pins.
Looks like she moved a little bit further left. Finally, something good happened.
Oh. And a 5 count on a double.
Yeah.
That's huge.
3, 4, 6, 7, 10. It can be made. Slide the 3-pin into the 4 and the 7. And even if she does make it, you can see this ball cutting right through the heart, ball hooking hard at the back end of the lane. She needs to make this to stay down by only 2 pins. Nope.
Oh, and only taking 2 of the wood. Kelly was looking down, wouldn't even look.
And to be quite honest, you know, with Asbaty down 18 pins, with any kind of breaks, Kulick would have this match won right now. You know what? She's been on the lanes all day. This young lady in her first match as the tournament leader. Needs to set it up for the 10th frame.
Oh, no. Going high, a 410.
Change balls, I think.
She's going to change balls? Is that what she said?
Yeah. Just it's like she's trying to fit the ball into the pocket instead of just letting it roll. She's going for it.
There's a lot of pressure coming out here in bowling. I don't, you know, she is a great bowler, great international bowler. She's had a lot of television, a lot of team television experience.
I think she's kicking herself for not switching balls earlier.
Yeah.
Like I said, the game goes by so quickly, and
Just roll the ball, kiddo. Just roll the ball. Just one.
you can hear Kelly talking, just roll the ball, just roll the ball. There she rolled it.
Big strike. She learned that on the PBA tour, I'm sure.
This weekend!
Great reaction. A hard-working player. That really should just about wrap it up.
Just needs to hit some pins here on this shot. Diandra checking on the frame.
Come on, Cal, same thing. Same thing. Just roll the ball.
She must not know the score.
Go on that one and not that one.
Solid 9. At this point, that's going to be enough.
That's enough. I don't know that she must not know.
She's looking at the
Someone told her
scoreboard.
she won.
I think, yeah, she knows now. Guess he kind of reminds me a little like Tiger Woods. You know, he's up by 10 strokes, but he wants to finish the race, and she's quite a champion.
Well, we want to say a special thank you to Tri Properties,
Right there.
Eldorado Silver Legacy Circus for their presenting sponsorship of this event, and USBC for putting on the event. John McGinnis was here representing Tri Properties.
All year you worked for it.
She's getting emotional
I couldn't carry
now.
on the men's tour.
That's a true story. She didn't carry very well in Medford when I bowled with her. But, nice to see
Mom, this one's for you.
a great champion.
I hope it's right for you.
Doing well.
Kelly Kulick adds another major to her resume, the U.S. Open and now the USBC Queens. Tears around. What a year of fatigue, of pressure, bowling on the men's tour, trying to come back, and look what it ended up with. The finals of the USBC Queens is being brought to you by Reno Tri Properties, Eldorado, Silver Legacy, and Circus, proud presenting sponsors of this event. By Storm, the Bowlers Company. Experience the power of Storm. And by the U.S. Women's Open, bringing back one of the sport's great major events on ESPN starting in September. There's your champion of the 2007 USBC Queens, Kelly Kulick, won that one 194 to 142. Roger Dalkin and Roseanne Kuhn of USBC with the trophy, tiara, and pendant, and John McGinnis of the Eldorado representing Tri Properties with a $30,000 check. For Marshall Holman, Kathy Dorn-Lizzie, and the entire production crew, I'm Jan Schmidt saying thanks for watching some of the best women bowlers in the world. Coming up next is boxing, Lewis versus Morrison. And be sure to tune in to the U.S. Women's Open September 16th for the first of 5 telecasts. Check their local listing. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.